What up, everybody? Grom-trooper here, and today I'm just taking a quick ride up to my dad's house. He's getting a new patio installed, so we got to move his boat so that they can get the pump truck up on the side of his house to pump the concrete into the back patio. So that'll be fun times, and it looks like I may or may not get rained on. So it's always a chance in New Mexico. You get on a motorcycle, you drastically increase the percentile chance of it raining just the second you throw your leg over a bike. So it's something we've all come to accept as motorcyclists here. The adventure bikes may look fun, but sure doesn't make the Rebel any less fun, let me tell you. Like, people talk all sorts of shit on this motorcycle, and I don't fucking understand it. Same with the Grom, really. Like, they're like, oh, I don't understand why you'd have a Grom. You're like, because it's fucking fun. Because it's fucking fun, Jan. That's why.
Why not let us imagine?
Because it's so much fun, Jan. Get
Really?
it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, same with this. Oh, it's a great little around town bike, and never have I gotten on this bike and went, damn, I wish I was on something else. You know? The Grom, I've had a few of those moments when it was like, wow, it'd be really nice to go a little faster right now to get around traffic, but that's not the point of the Grom. You don't have the Grom to be utilitarian or, you know, efficient or fast or anything. Ooh. You have the Grom because it's a hooligan piece of trash, and you're going to do hooligan trash things on it. Oh, this person has a way more epic ponytail than mine. Straight up jealous. Oh, it's not, it's a rag. It was a do-rag hanging out, not a ponytail. That's cheating. But yeah, like, I don't understand. I like, really, this is going to make me a bit of a hypocrite, because sometimes I talk trash on sport bikes, but it's not because of the sport bike that I'm talking trash. It's because of the kind of motorcyclist, in my experience, that rides particular types of sport bikes. Like, they're the dudes in the baseball caps and the wife beaters, the shorts and the flip-flops out there on their, you know, GSXR 1000 or whatever. Those are the people I'm making fun of, not the motorcycle. A good friend of mine and my wife's rides a Triumph Daytona, and as this person is an absolutely tiny human, it's a super fucking fast and powerful bike for them, and suits them very well. You know, they enjoy that riding style and that level of performance, and you know, that's a completely appropriate bike for them. The reason I don't like riding sport bikes is the ergonomics feel weird to me. A lot of them are not designed for people as tall as I am. And speed and performance have never really been my number one thing on motorcycles. You know, the bikes I grew up riding were not performance machines or speed demons by any stretch. So to get that feeling, you know, I'm not after that particular feeling. I'm after the feeling that I got from the bikes that I grew up riding have, which is, you know, upright classics and cruiser style bikes, and really just more of a relaxed motorcycling experience. Well, that doesn't mean sport bikes are stupid. I mean, God, if somebody offered me a fucking Fireblade, I'd be like, yeah, give me that shit, I'll ride it all the time. I don't even care how uncomfortable it makes me. That bike is absolutely gorgeous. But I'm not going to go out and spend 30 grand on one, just because it's not my thing. But there are people out there who just deliberately talk shit on particular makes or models of motorcycles, and I really don't understand why. Like, in the car community, I get it a bit. Like, there's some more bias between brands when it comes to reliability and performance, and you know, you have that to an extent in the motorcycle community. People talking about Harleys falling apart all the time, but that hasn't really been a thing for like 3 decades. you know. I've known people with AMF era Harleys, and there's a reason they developed that reputation, but it's not a reputation they deserve to have anymore, in my opinion. But really, among motorcycles, there's just people who just flat out, like, if you ride X type of bike, you're not actually a motorcyclist. And this causes me a bit of, you know, heartburn, because the majority of people who have these opinions are fucking cruiser riders. Like, the Harley rider in particular is notorious for the, you know, if you don't ride an American V-twin machine, you are not riding a real motorcycle. And yeah, it's bullshit. Shit, some of my best motorcycling experiences have been on British bikes and Japanese bikes. And don't get me wrong, I love my American style cruisers, and you know, that's why I like my VTX so much, is it's the best of both worlds. I got you know, Honda price range and reliability and parts availability, but with V-twin sound and feel and look. Like, one of my friends came over when I got the VTX. He's like, holy shit, you bought a Road King. And I'm like, it's not a Harley. And he's like, bullshit. He's like, that's a Road King. I know that style of motorcycle anywhere. I'm like, no, actually it's a Honda. But I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, I'm gonna go help my dad up. We'll pick this rant up afterwards, because I have a feeling this is just gonna be a ranty video. All right, we are back again, talking about people who talk shit on other types of motorcycles. So I think there's a lot of stereotypes out there, right, about motorcyclists, from Harley riders to just cruiser riders in general, to, you know, sport bike riders. I haven't heard a lot of weird, I guess, stereotypes about dual sport people, aside from BMW adventure bike owners. As, you know, as we've all been told, the only adventure that bike ever goes on is from their house to the coffee shop and back, or to, you know, the BMW dealer for an overpriced service. But really, I guess the biggest beef, I'm going to start bringing that term back, because like nobody says I got beef with them anymore, and I think it's hilarious, because it's the stupidest saying ever. So of course I got to bring it back. The biggest beef is between sport bike riders and cruiser riders, and vice versa. You know, you hear all the sport bike riders talking about, you know, grandpa bikes, and holy shit, this person has a massive family, or they're very obsessed with Mickey and Minnie. I don't know which it is. Yeah, like I don't understand the unprovoked hostility, especially amongst like my generation, right? Like older motorcycle generations, there was a lot of social construct around motorcycling, and what type of motorcycle you ride had a real influence on your social circles, and I guess the lifestyle choices you made. And I feel less and less now that, you know, choosing a particular type of motorcycle commits you and locks you into a particular lifestyle. I am a bad example of that, because I'm a cruiser guy and I'm a chopper guy, and I look like you know, your stereotypical chopper dude, like, you know, long hair, beard, lots of tattoos, kind of tubby, you know, like my black leather and my well, black everything. You can turn left there. Anyways, you know, I fit into the stereotype of a particular motorcyclist lifestyle, but there are plenty of people that do not, right? Like you look at the gorilla biker, right? That dude is I think he's 6'7", you know, rugby player. He's got a beard, but he's a big boy, and he both loves his classic 80s cruiser, his Honda Magna. That's his absolute baby. I think if you put a gun to his head and told him he only got to keep one motorcycle, it would be Maggie, which is perfectly okay in my book. But he doesn't fit the stereotype of the people who would both like that motorcycle and then like late 90s, early 2000s race bikes. Like that guy got so damn excited when he got that GSXR. I think it's a GSXR from his uncle. Like he was just giddy. He's like, I can't wait to fix it. I'm gonna go out and ride it. It's gonna be awesome. And the Phaser was a sport touring bike when he had that. I think the S1000 he has now is, and don't let him hear me say this, but it's slightly less sporty than the Phaser was, even though it has more power. But he doesn't abide by the stereotype of any of those types of motorcycles. In fact, he's kind of the weird AT-GAT guy you'd expect to see on a BMW adventure bike. Like, he's out there in his full racing leathers with his high-vis yellow helmet that makes me want to puke every time I see it. And yeah, like he doesn't dress or carry himself like a cruiser bro or a race bike bro or what have you. So I think that less and less what type of bike you ride says a lot about you. I think what type of bike you ride says, here's the type of bike that I like. I also may have others that I like. Because if I just met him and had no idea who he was, and I met him at an event and he was on Maggie and he was like, yeah, I got 2 more bikes at home, I'd be like, oh yeah, like what metric cruisers are they? And he'd be like, actually they're metric sport bikes. I would be like, are you sure? Because that's not what this bike says to me. Well, it's just not a thing anymore. And for that reason, I think that, you know, trash talking particular types of motorcycles or brands of motorcycles, you just gotta fucking cut it out. Like, the jokes are great, right? But like, don't legitimately berate another human being for their choice in motorcycles, because really it doesn't fucking matter what you think. It's about what makes them happy. And I know that sounds a little preachy coming from me, especially being the fact that I am the embodiment of being a ginormous asshole. But like, I think that you should let people have their fun, whatever their fun is. But yeah, I think we'll end this rant-a-thon there for today. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more rants or me eat stupid shit, or you know, me buy motorcycles that probably you would assume that I wouldn't buy, hit that subscribe button, because there's going to be some weird shit happening in the future, I'm sure. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.